Good evening, USFFL. We are ready for some action tonight in the NFC North as we are bringing you the Cleveland Browns, the division-leading Cleveland Browns at 5-3 on the road in Baltimore to take on the 4-5 Baltimore Ravens, a Ravens team that actually beat them earlier in the year and has an opportunity to pull off the season sweep and tighten that division race tonight. Let's check it out and see what happens. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get on out to that stadium here. Bear with me a second while I pull that up. A couple of teams carded defensively very strong. I was looking at the cards a little before. And here we are. And looks like a quick punt by the Ravens. So probably a 3-and-out. Just 1:30 into the game. And Cleveland takes over at their own 27. So indeed, the game begins with the Ravens going 3-and-out, 3 plays, and -4 yards and a punt. So the Cleveland defense stepped up right off the bat. The visitors are now on offense. Quarterback for Cleveland tonight is Joe Flacco. He's carded at 204 attempts. Other options, wow, he's got 3 other quarterbacks over 100 attempts. Deshaun Watson, 171. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 112. And Phillip Walker, 111. But it's Flacco in this game. And finally, Cleveland calls out their formation. They're going to come out starting this game in a blocking back set. Looks like he was working on lineups. Sipes Rifle is the chat name. I love it. A little ode to Brian Sipe. Baltimore Ravens are coached by, on defense, John Shoemaker. The Cleveland Browns on offense right now are coached by Dan Marin. Ravens on defense are rated excellent against the pass and good to excellent against the run. A lot of good ratings beside that as well. They're blitzing out of the 3-4 set here. And back to pass is Flacco. He is looking short. He gets rid of it, and a catch out of the backfield. It is going to be Jerome Ford, the tailback. First down yardage up to the 40, pick up a 13. And it's 1st and 10 there for Cleveland. Right back to the same formation. This time it's a run. Off tackle to the left side. Jerome Ford. Defense was looking pass, and it's going to be a 1-yard loss. Linebacker was in the zone, and the offensive onside end could not make the block. So 2nd down and 11 now. Here's another run off tackle. Pierre Strong, and he's going to lose a couple. Roquan Smith with the tackle. Credit to Coach John Shoemaker for calling out the run play there on 2nd and long. That makes it 3rd and 13 as that gamble pays off for him. Nick Chubb is the only person showing injured in this game, and I believe that's because he's overused. I didn't see any injuries. Third down pass from Flacco is incomplete. Tried to hit tight end David Njoku. And after a quick first down pass on the opening play of the possession, the Browns are also forced to punt. From their 37, That's a 54-yard punt and a nice return. Tylan Wallace goes for 16 yards on the return. And it is 1st and 10. Baltimore from their 25. And looks like we've got somebody in StreamYard. I'm going to jump in there real quick. Here's a little flat pass and nice catch and run. Zay Flowers, 12 yards on his receiver right column. So a good roll for him as we welcome Anthony Tangora to the stage with us. Hi, Anthony. What's going on tonight, buddy? All right. Well,
Hey, Tim,
1st and 10 at the 37. Hey, buddy. Another little dump pass over the middle. This one's to Rashawn Bateman, and on the wrong column, we got a yak opportunity and good yardage there. Lamar Jackson sets him up nicely, and Bateman goes for 14 total yards. That's across midfield now. Baltimore at the Cleveland 49. You mentioned these two teams played earlier this year. It was Baltimore who got out of there with the win in Cleveland, 24-6. Inside run, Gus Edwards, and he goes for 5. Edwards with snake eyes on the defensive card. 2nd and 5 now. Browns rated good against the run, good to excellent against the pass. So a couple of very good defensive clubs. Here's a flat pass, left side to the tight end, likely, and he's got it. And just enough for a 1st down. Tackled now down at the Cleveland 39-yard line. It's 1st and 10. I don't have to tell you from Justin Tucker, we should be able to hit from there, but it wasn't one of his better years. Tucker's range doesn't start until the 37. And even then, it's only a 2 through 4 and 12, so he really needs to get to the 32 to get in range. Now a 2 tight end set here from Baltimore. Lamar back to pass, looks short, and he's got Zay Flowers, 1st down yardage. Pickup of 11 on the play as the Ravens are now down at the 28 and into what we would call relatively assured field goal range. And the series begins with an off-tackle run. Gus Edwards is good for 6. Got that on the defensive card. It's going to be 2nd and 4. There's a look-in pass over the middle. Nice double team by the safety. And incomplete. Juan Thornhill. Nice play coach call there, I should say, from Dan Marin. As the free safety moved into the zone and broke that up easily. 3rd down and 4 now, so a big down here. 2 tight end set. Defense looks past this run, off tackle, Gus Edwards, and he's got the 1st down, and he's through into the secondary and on into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gus Edwards gets snake eyes on his cards. And takes off on a 22-yard touchdown scamp. Extra point is blocked. Blocked by the Browns, so could not convert and is going to be returned here, but not very far. So the extra point is missed. Nevertheless, touchdown drive there for the Ravens. 8 plays, 75 yards, and a 22-yard touchdown run by Gus Edwards. And, you know, I apologize. It says now the score is 7-0, and it says that kick was good, despite me seeing otherwise on the card display. This is something that I've seen from time to time, Anthony, where it'll throw you.
Yeah, a little squirrely sometimes.
Sorry about that. Huh?
A little squirrely sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, the game's translating things to a third party is less than a perfect effort, but we work with what we've got.
Have these teams played already? I guess I can check. A little easier
Yes,
for
they
them.
have actually, Anthony. The Ravens beat them 24-6. So were the Ravens to win this game, and here's a short gain run for a first down. Jerome Ford goes for 13, and Cleveland is out to the 45-yard line. If Baltimore wins this game, Cleveland falls to 5-4 and has lost to Baltimore twice, who's only a half game behind at 5-5. Meanwhile, the Bengals sit at 4-4. So it really tightens up the race. There's a first down screen right side to Jerome Ford again out of the backfield and incomplete, almost picked off as Flacco found his interception split roll.
I say that because looking at Cleveland's tendencies, boy, they call run a ton. They lead the league in guessed right run calls. 44% of runs on when you run against Cleveland are guessed right, leads the league.
Wow, there's a big flat pass to Njoku, goes for 18. And just like that, Cleveland has got themselves in field goal range. From right here at the Baltimore 37, it is 2-9 and 12. And there's a first down run for 0 yardage.
They're playing fast.
Yeah, they some games move really fast, some games do not. It always depends. You never know. They all tend to slow down a little bit if they're close in the fourth quarter. On 2nd and 10, there's a run of 7 yards, and the Cleveland Browns are now going to have a 3rd and 3 at the Baltimore 30. Browns failed to convert their only other third down opportunity. Out of a blocking back set here. The receivers are Elijah Moore and Amari Cooper. Baltimore's got that stout run defense and a nose tackle rated 6 to boot. Makes me think they might be passing. Back to pass indeed is Flacco. He looks short, and he's going back to his tailback, Jerome Ford. And on the defensive card, it's a receiver opportunity that Ford cannot convert. Ford found a soft spot on what is a pretty good short pass card at the tailback position, but it's 4th and 3.
Sure is.
And from the 30-yard line, that's going to be 2 through 9 and 12. So you got to figure that we're going to call on Riley Patterson here, but maybe he's thinking about going for it. You're down by 7, 4th and 3. I just don't know if I'm comfortable doing that in a they know you got to pass situation. And with Baltimore's run defense, I'd be afraid to run at it. But clearly, I think at this point, I'd suggest Dan Marin's at least considering it.
Cleveland 30th in the league going for it. Very few 4th down attempts, and here's
as evidenced by the kicker coming out, and Riley Patterson is good from 47 yards. Hit that 2 through 9 and 12 with an 8. And the Ravens' lead is now cut down to just 7-3.
I was surprised to see who was 32nd in the league in 4th down attempts this season so far.
Let me think. Who would that be? I don't know. Who is it?
The Chargers.
Oh, really? You are?
Only 2.
I am extremely surprised to see that.
The only one that would be more surprising would be Dennis, although it would make more sense because he's undefeated. You know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I would not have picked that in a million years, Anthony. But I have noticed that you put a new batch of cards in front of me, and I changed my entire approach from year to year. So
Yep.
On some levels, you just got to deal with the hand that's given to you. Ravens' possession begins from their 25, and here's a quick slant. Tight end Mark Andrews over the middle, and he's going to get himself 7 yards, as Andrews is a good target if you want to hit his receiver right column. And they did, 2nd and 3. Justice Hill, the tailback here. 2 tight ends. Cleveland on their 4-3 base. Cleveland's defense ranks 14th in the league in yardage allowed. Here's a run up the middle, and that's going to get a first down, 6-yard gain. Browns called run on the play, but right guard Kevin Zeitler sprung it with a block, and Hill got the first down. It's out to the 38 now. Hill's still in the game here behind the two tight ends, and he'll run another one left side, and this time he is shut down right away by Anthony Walker. Another good call by Coach Marin, looking for the run on that one. Made the difference, 2nd and 10. Here's an opportunity. Deep ball and Aguilar. They were looking run, but it is going to be picked off, intercepted by the Browns after a 29-yard pass. Almost nothing on the return, but Martin Emerson brings it in. Lamar Jackson with the interception, the game's first turnover, and the Browns have possession again at their own 34.
Not so hard to roll a 7 on an interception return, Tim, see?
Yeah, that's the danger of the long pass, is finding that interception split roll at an inopportune place.
I mean on the interception return. The 7, your Eagles.
Oh, yeah. And I'm confused. We just had a 31-yard pass beating it's defender. I thought it said defensive back in the zone because that's where it usually is on a 9. So beats the corner, and Cleveland Browns just got a 31-yard pass to Adafe Owe, and they're now 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 38, right back in business again. So that was a quick turnaround. Here's an off-tackle run. Pierre Strong's got good yardage. First down to the Baltimore 26, a gain of 12 on the play. Cleveland on the move, 1st and 10 again. And that ends the first quarter. Ravens on top at home, 7-3, but Cleveland knocking on the door of that red zone again.
It's a fun game to call for you because it's just two very different teams.
And a couple of good defenses. I like a good defensive struggle. It's a division game. Standings are close. I'm for all of it. And we have a neutral zone infraction on the Ravens. It's going to be 1st and 5 for the Browns. Congratulations to you and the Chargers on your 6-2 record.
Thank you.
Big overtime win this week.
Yeah, it was a tough game.
That was against the Jets, right?
Yeah. I mean, a big advantage in the penalty cards. I thought that was going to win the game for me, but that turned out even, so kind of had to do it the hard way.
Chargers lead the AFC West with that 6-2 mark. Here's a 2nd and 5 play call. Two tight ends for the Browns. Here's an off tackle. Pierre Strong got the defense looking pass, and Strong goes to his card, but nothing doing when you hit the 5. So no gain on the play. Justin Matabuki on the tackle, and it is 3rd down and 5.
You got to feel for Donnie. I mean, that offense is tough, and he hung in there. I mean, every time...
it really was kind of the Jets were going to pick things up here with Aaron Rodgers and really, bleed some opportunity, more carded opportunity into his future, but it doesn't look like they're getting it done this year.
Not even going to have a defense next year.
Yeah, as it turns out. Ravens showing safety blitz out of the nickel. And they're going to 3rd and 5 run play to Pierre Strong, and he's got another big gainer. Pierre Strong for 17 all the way down to the 4-yard line of Baltimore. Hit that on the defensive card without linebackers in zone and had a little box help to boost this one inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal at the 4. Defense crashes run, back to pass, looking short and no good. Trying to hit David Njoku in the back of the end zone. Flacco couldn't get it on his card. It's 2nd and goal at the 4.
Dan's done a nice job on 1st and goal, splitting between run and pass. And he caught him there, but didn't get it.
Back to pass, 2nd and goal, and brought down on a sack on the play. Jadeveon Clowney gets to him. Big loss back to the 15. It's 3rd down and goal for Cleveland at the 15. Safety showing blitz. I think I'd pass right into it. 3 wide receivers. Here comes a flat pass, and that's going to be a gain of 7. Not enough. Njoku on the play. 4th and goal at the 8, and the Browns are going to have to settle for another field goal attempt. Riley Patterson from 25 yards is good. And at the 12-18 mark of the second quarter, we've got a 7-6 lead for the Baltimore Ravens. And Devin Duvernay returns this kick out to the 27, and the Ravens will begin right there. So Cleveland already with as many points as they scored against Baltimore in their first meeting. Ravens first down flat pass is just a short gain. 3-yard catch there for Mark Andrews. That one on the defensive card. It's 2nd and 7. Here comes a screen to Keaton Mitchell, and nothing doing as Lamar fails to find it on his card, which is actually quite a pretty good card there to come up so empty. So 3rd down and 7. Justice Hill now in the game. Their typical 3rd down back, 3 wide receivers. Beckham and Aguilar are in. And it's Beckham, short pass to him, and that's going to be incomplete. As on the defensive card, it made it to Beckham's receiver card, and he could not convert. So 4th and 7. And the Ravens have to punt. Jordan Stout is out there, and he boots a 49-yard punt. And from the 21, here's a 16-yard return from James Prochet. Cleveland. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Back to the run game. Pitch out on 1st down, and Pierre Strong's got 5 yards. Pretty good 1st down run play there in any situation, but also particularly when the defense called run and put that on your right column, 2nd and 5. Safety up close showing blitz. Coach Shoemaker's got his free safety up close a lot today. Marcus Williams. Here's a run up the middle. Kareem Hunt, and he's going to get just a yard. Brought down quickly by Michael Pierce. Coach Shoemaker called run on that play as well. Both these coaches getting some run calls in defensively.
Yeah.
And that sets up a 3rd and 4 opportunity for this Ravens defense to get off the field. Cleveland 1 for 4 on the day on 3rd downs. They've got no running back in the game. They're going to be throwing. It's Jordan Akins in the backfield. But the offense takes a timeout. It's possible that was not their intention.
Every one of the coaches in the AFC North is in the top 10 in calling run on defense.
Yeah. What would we expect otherwise from the black and blue division? That's got AFC North football written all over it. Although, that being said, I believe the Bengals are like last in the league in rushing.
And actually rushing, yes. They're 32nd. That's right, 32nd. Not only yards, but yards per carry as well. 32nd.
Yes, they're struggling terribly. And yards per game as well. And here's an off-tackle run, and it's going to go for 4 yards. And that's a 1st and 10. Cleveland now at their 47. Pierre Strong stays in the game. Here's a pitch out to him. Defense looking pass here. He's going around the edge on the defensive card, and that's never good news against Baltimore. Jadeveon Clowney, enough to stand up to that 5 on the white die. That's a loss of a yard, and it's 2nd and 11. Safety Williams up close showing blitz again out of the 3-4. Here's another pitch out. Right back to Strong around the edge. Strong is good for 5 yards, but unfortunately, there's laundry on the play, a dead ball foul. Offense backs up 5 yards. And it's 2nd and 16 now for Cleveland. And that'll drop the Baltimore defense back into the nickel. Blocking back formation. Here's an off-tackle draw, and it's going to lose a yard. As credit, Coach Shoemaker for calling run out of that nickel and catching the Browns off guard. It's 3rd down and 17. Secondarily, we do have an injury to tight end Harrison Bryant. He's going to miss a couple of games after this one. So big call there, head fake by the Ravens, as on 2nd and 16, they brought out the nickel. Made you think they're worrying about the pass. They called run. Browns called draw. Perfect setup for a defensive stop. So it's 3rd and 17 now. Coach Marin commenting that this is the 3rd time this particular tight end Harrison Bryant's been hurt on the year. Those anomalies do happen. We're halfway through the 2nd quarter here. Still 7-6. Browns with a 3rd and extremely long. Safety not showing blitz. Marcus Williams stays back out of the nickel. And there's an off-tackle draw to Ford. And there's going to be a short game to Ford. That's nothing but a personal foul call here. Unnecessary roughness on the tackle. And that 1st down penalty is going to bail out the Browns and get them across midfield. 1st and 10 now at the Baltimore 43-yard line. And that is a big penalty. There's a 1st down screen and another personal foul. Late hit on the quarterback. So Baltimore giving it up right now. Back-to-back personal fouls, and the Browns are 1st and 10 at the 22. There's a flat pass, tight end, and Njoku, and he's got a catch and good yardage inside the 10 and down to the 7. Gain of 15 on the play as the Ravens were thinking run, and Njoku burns him on his wrong column. Flacco is 7 of 12, 94 yards, and he's got the Browns 1st and goal at the 7. Full house formation now. Safety Williams up close showing blitz here. Out of the nickel, back to pass. Looking short, and Flacco cannot get it. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 7. And once again, we're going to get the full house formation. But another pass as Flacco goes back and again rolls the same number on his card. Incomplete. It is 3rd and goal at the 7. So a big 3rd down here. 12th play of the drive. Full house formation. Nickel, blitz shown here. Safety coming in, but he's going to double the tailbacks correctly, and that results in a sack. Flacco is dropped by Justin Matabuke. Double team by the safety contributed to that. And it's 4th and goal at the 14, and once again, Cleveland is forced to kick, and it is blocked. Blocked by the Ravens. They recover the kick, and there is a short return, and let's double check, and indeed, that kick is blocked. I thought I would check since earlier we saw one like that, and it turned out it was made after all. But this is a blocked kick, and so Cleveland fails in its chance to take the lead there on that 12-play drive. Baltimore stays up 7-6. And a quick short pass on 1st down is incomplete by Lamar Jackson. It's 2nd and 10 Baltimore at the 25. There's 4:30 remaining here, 1st half. Defensive game so far, kind of as we expected when we looked at the cards. Justin Hill, the tailback here. And here's an end run. Lamar's going to try to get the edge, and he's got himself 5 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 5. 5 yards is a pretty good result when you consider that the defense called run. So a timely defensive call there by Coach Dan Marin, but Ravens were able to get that to the defensive card and mark off half the yardage they need for that first down. It's 3rd and 5. 2 tight end set. It's Justin Hill still. Browns out of the nickel. There's a flat pass, tight end Mark Andrews, and Mark's got the catch and a first down. Penalty on the play, however, and it is Kevin Zeitler. That was an offensive lineman we called on earlier today, as I recall, wasn't it? Indeed, that is a right guard, run block 4, pass block 7. That's the only 7 pass blocker on the team. So that's a big play as Mark Andrews gets another 7-yard catch. And Baltimore is now 2nd and 3 at their own 43. Clock winding down, under 2:45 to go and counting. Flat pass, and that's going to be incomplete. As once again, a great call by Coach Dan Marin defensively had Juan Thornhill as free safety doubling up on Zay Flowers. And that forced the incompletion with 2 men in the zone. It's 3rd down and 3 Ravens at their own 43. Big play here, run up the middle, and first down yardage for Gus Edwards. Out to the 50-yard line, a gain of 7. As we reach the 2-minute warning here in Baltimore. Ravens at home are up 7-6. And they're at midfield, 1st and 10. And here's another end run, Lamar Jackson. And on this one, he is going to lose a yard. And another injury. This one is to Cleveland, Anthony Walker. Walker, the middle linebacker, with a 5 rating. So that's a big injury. So 2nd and 11 here. Flat pass, Mark Andrews, and a catch and run. Mark's got a first down. Good yardage down to the Cleveland 36. Mark Andrews doing work here in the first half. 5 catches, 38 yards. Clock runs down to 90 seconds left in the half. Ravens out of a 2 tight end set. It's Justice Hill behind Lamar Jackson. Back to pass. Looking short and sack on the play. Jordan Elliott of the Browns gets in there. And similar to a previous sack we discussed, double team by Juan Thornhill on Zay Flowers made a play to part in making Lamar Jackson hold the ball a little bit longer. And down he goes, 2nd and 21 at the Cleveland 47. So huge sack and a loss of 11 yards. And we're waiting to see on the clock management here. And the Ravens take a timeout. That's what they decide to do. That stops the clock at 1:22 to go before halftime. They are 2nd and 21 at their 47. Cleveland has some blitzing to consider. If you're thinking you're going to short pass twice, you've always got to worry about Myles Garrett. And with the earlier injury to Zeitler, left tackle Dalvin Tomlinson would be pretty much automatic to get to the quarterback as well. Two tight ends set by the Ravens. Nickel here from the Browns. And here's a flat pass, Isaiah Likely, and it's going to be a nice gain. Pickup of 8 yards. Browns on second and long. We're guessing run on that one, and Lamar got them a more manageable third down. Now it's 3rd and 13 at the Cleveland 39, and it is Cleveland that takes a timeout there, wanting to save themselves some time on the clock after this play. 3rd and 13 Ravens. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Lamar Jackson's out of the pistol formation. You got Justin Hill beside him. Blitz shown here by the Browns. 4-2-5, little eye candy in that middle linebacker zone. And there's a quick slant right to that target. It's still empty, and that goes to Mark Andrews. He's got the catch, the run, and he's got himself first down yardage. As on the 0-man column, it goes for 13 yards exactly on 3rd and 13. And that means the Ravens are now in the business of taking timeouts and managing that clock. They'll stop it at the 107 mark. With a tip of the cap to Cleveland for saving some time for them on the prior play. So 67 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 26. 2 tight ends set. And once again, Justice Hill. We're seeing a lot of Hill today. There's a first down end run to Lamar Jackson, and we have a defensive penalty that wipes it away. Defense came across, and it's going to be 1st and 5 now. Ravens at the 21. Safety up close, showing blitz for Cleveland. Here's a run, Justice Hill, and he's got himself 5 yards, and that's good enough for a first down. Into the red zone now, Baltimore. 1st and 10 at the 16. So already in the 2 through 10 range for Justin Tucker. 4-3 blitz shown here defensively. Here's an end run, Lamar Jackson, and he's going to go to the left side, and that's going to be just a gain of 3. Isaiah Likely was unable to make the block on that one. 2nd and 7 at the Cleveland 13. Here's a button hook pass on 2nd and 7 to Justice Hill out of the backfield, and Hill beats the linebacker, and Hill's on into the end zone. Touchdown! Ravens score a TD, and that's how they do it. They injure your middle linebacker, Anthony Walker, on the drive. And then on the clutch play, they beat the backup linebacker in zone and beat him to the end zone for the score. Extra point is good. And at 15-second mark, the Ravens have moved in front 14-6. So how's that for impact soon after your injury? And after a touchback, Browns get the ball at their own 25. And with just 15 seconds left, Joe Flacco is going to take a knee. That's going to get us to halftime here, where the Ravens, to the delight of their home fans, are out in front 14-6. Of note, they beat this team 28-6 last time. And just like that, coaches are ready, and we've kicked off the second half. Welcome back, Anthony. Baltimore outgains Cleveland in the first half, 157-131. They had the game's only turnover. That helps even it out a bit. Cleveland comes out in the second half with a blocking back set. Jerome Ford, the tailback, just like they began the game. And here's a quick slant. First down over across the middle to David Njoku. And the tight end has got himself a catch on the card here. +6 from the quarterback. To the yak we go. And David Njoku, very good on the yak. And down the sideline he goes. And let's see how far he takes that, all the way down to the Baltimore 32. That is a 43-yard catch and run for David Njoku. And for the record, that could have been an 83-yard gain as he got snake eyes on the long gain chart. Only his card capped that one. But a huge play to start the second half here for Cleveland. They are 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 32. And on first down, they're looking long, and it's going to be a must-run forced instead. And Flacco is good for just 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7.
It's not bad for an 11 roll for Joe Flacco on a must-run.
That's a great point, Anthony. I don't expect to see a plus yardage on an 11 on must-run for most quarterbacks, let alone Joe Flacco. Speaking of which, he's out, and Deshaun Watson's in the game. And here's a flat pass to David Njoku. It's incomplete on Watson's card.
Oh, okay. So was it Watson who had the must run?
Well, I thought it said Flacco. We can easily find out. Let's take a look. It was Deshaun Watson who has the 3-yard run.
Makes a little more sense.
Yep. The card showed Flacco, but as we said, there's a little fog of war when you're a third party. 3rd down and 7, big plays, shotgun, back to pass, and actually we have offsetting penalties, so wipe it away. They'll start it over. It's 3rd and 7 for Cleveland. They're at Baltimore's 29. They've been down here many times, but they can't get across that goal line. And here's back to pass. Is a short pass, but forced to scrambles Deshaun Watson. He gets only 5, and that leaves a little work to be done. It's 4th and 2, Cleveland. They had this decision earlier on 4th and 3 and took the field goal. They're 4th and 2 right now at the Baltimore 24. Down 14-6, they are going for it. And they're not going to go to a base run set. We've got 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback out there. It's Kareem Hunt.
It's not like Hunt picks up yards on his one die. Interesting choice here, 3 wide.
Exactly. And here's the pitch out to him. Kareem Hunt goes to the defensive card, and that's going to be a penalty wiping away his run. Neutral zone infraction. And that's good enough for a 1st down for Cleveland as they're into the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 19-yard line. Ford is out, and Pierre Strong comes in at tailback. So the change at halftime from Flacco to Deshaun Watson. Here's a run off tackle. Pierre Strong, left side. Ravens call run, and that's going to be no gain. Pierre Strong hit the 5 on his card. It's 2nd and 10. Second half action, AFC North. Baltimore trying to pull off the season sweep of Cleveland and tighten the divisional race. Safety creeps up close for the Ravens. He's showing blitz out of the nickel. 2 tight end set. Here's a draw. Off tackle, Pierre Strong. And Strong is going to his card, and Strong's got himself a short gain. 1st down yardage. Gain of 16, and that is going to be wiped away because we have low usage running back containment. That's going to cap it at a 5-yard run. Burn the short gain for Pierre Strong. Strong carded for only 63 carries. 3rd down and 5. All for the democracy of we all get to choose what happens in this league, but this one's always been my least favorite rule. And John says, same thing for him. And John's acknowledging that, notably after he shut down Cleveland with it. So a big 3rd and 5 here, and back to pass goes Deshaun Watson, looking short, and that's no good. Elijah Moore couldn't find it on the 4-man column of the Ravens defense. So 4th and 5 from the Ravens 14, and we're right back in field goal formation for Riley Patterson of Cleveland. This will be a 31-yard attempt. And that kick is good. And with just under 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here, the Ravens at home are up 14-9. After this game, the Ravens, still at home in the division, will host the Bengals next week. Browns, same story, at home hosting the Steelers. So the divisional round robin kicks in again next week for these teams. Excuse me, 1st down run and a penalty. Cleveland's defense came across. It's 1st and 5 now. Gus Edwards into the game here at tailback. Here's a flat pass. Zay Flowers, and Flowers gets a yak opportunity, and he's good for a total of 15 yards. There was a penalty on Cleveland. They will decline it, obviously, and take the yardage. That'll get the Ravens out to the 45-yard line. Zay Flowers rated C for yak. Kind of surprised me. I thought it would have been a little better than that. Here's another flat pass. This one goes to Isaiah Likely, and the defense was looking run. Likely's got a yak opportunity and just a net of 4 yards. Boy, Lamar Jackson set him up well, but Likely, who is a good yak player, with a B rating, could not convert. 2nd and 6. Gus Edwards stays in. Here's a run to him, and that's good for 1st down. 6 yards exactly as Edwards moves the sticks as the Ravens move into Cleveland territory. At the 45-yard line now. Defense looks run, back to pass. Lamar looks short, got his man. Zay Flowers with a 1st down catch. Pickup of 10 down to the Cleveland 35. These two teams about even offensively in yards today. Another off-tackle run, Gus Edwards, and he's going to get 5. 2nd down and 5. Injury on the play. This is to Baltimore player Sam Mustipher. I think that might be a backup. And indeed it is. And that forces another backup in. So, yeah. Ben Cleveland, 3rd string right guard. So 2nd down and 5 here. Gus Edwards, again the tailback. And once again, a run up the middle to him. Again, a good run call by the defense. This one stopped at 2 yards. Not so much by the defensive call, but more by the 3rd string right guard as he could not spring it. And it's 3rd down and 3. So about halfway through the 3rd quarter and a big 3rd down coming up here. Baltimore in a 2 tight end set with Gus Edwards, the tailback. Baltimore been successful today, 4 of 6 on 3rd downs. The key is on the running back, but it's a quick slant. Isaiah Likely. So good call by Coach Schumacher. And a yak opportunity for Likely. And this time, Likely does get the good roll on his card. And that play is going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. "28-yard catch and run. Lamar Jackson to Isaiah Likely. And with the extra point, the Ravens have gone out in front 21-9. And really, when you diagnose this game right now, you can really break it down to the red zone as much as anything. Ravens have scored twice without getting to the red zone, but they were 7 for 7, 100% when they got there. Meanwhile, Cleveland's been to the red zone 3 times. They have 2 field goals to show for it. There's a first down run, and Jerome Ford loses a couple. It's 2nd and 12. Matabuki on the tackle. Ford out, Pierre Strong back in. Now Strong with the carry, and Strong's going to get those yards back, but not much more. Gain of 3. It's 3rd and 9, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson now out of the shotgun. He's got Ford beside him. Ravens in the nickel. Safety up close, showing blitz. Deshaun Watson back to pass into it. Looks short and no good. Mari Cooper, the intended target, couldn't get it. The Browns quickly have to punt from their 26. And a terrible punt. Corey Bjorkes shanks that one out of bounds. 29-yard punt. It's 1st and 10 Ravens. This drive begins at their own 46. And Cleveland's starting to be in a little trouble here. Back to pass Lamar. Looks short and no good. That intended for Zay Flowers. Caught the defense looking run again. And more than ever here in the 3rd quarter, I've seen the Ravens throwing when the Browns are guessing run. Browns guess run. Here's a flat pass. Gus Edwards and incomplete. That time, however, 2 men in the zone helps protect against that. So 3rd down and 10 now. Lamar out of the pistol. 3 wide receivers. Browns show the nickel. Looking pass, but here's an end run Lamar. Going to try to get the edge, and Lamar around the corner. He's got it. First down yardage Lamar, but a penalty on the play. And wipe it away. The play never happened. Defense called offsides before the play. So 3rd and 5, and the Ravens have to do it all over again. This time the play begins in Cleveland territory at the 49. Flat pass. Aguilar's got the catch and brought down right for the sticks. First down, just barely. Needed 5, got 5. Tackle by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. So a new set of downs at the 44. Here's a quick slant to Kolar, and that's going to be caught. Kolar with 8 yards. Charlie Kolar, carded for just 7 catches, gets one of them there, and it's 2nd and 2. Ravens on the move. Justice Hill, the backfield now, off tackle to him, and Justice Hill goes right through the red zone. Or right to the edge of the red zone. That's a 15-yard carry. 1st and 10 Ravens at the 21. And now a screen to Justice Hill. Left side, man in zone, a yak opportunity. Justice Hill, good in the yak, and he's going to get himself a 10-yard gain and a first down. So 1st and 10 now. Ravens at the 11. As they are on the verge of putting this team in their rearview mirror a bit. Ravens in a 2 tight end set, 4-3 blitz here from Cleveland. Thornhill's up close. And here's an end run Lamar. They called run, got it on Lamar's card, and nothing doing. A lot of opportunity for negative yardage there. Misses all of those, but no gain. Good call, Coach Dan Morin, and it's 2nd and 10 for the Ravens. Clock down under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Thornhill shows blitz again from the safety spot, back to pass. Looking short, forced to scramble. Lamar running around the edge, but gets just 5. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 6. I stand corrected. 3rd down and 5 from the Cleveland 6. And Lamar comes to the line with 3 wide receivers out there. Aguilar's in the slot. Justice Hill, the tailback. Cleveland, if they can hold them to a field goal here and make it a 15-point game, so much easier to make your play back into it. Browns show a 4-3. They crash run, but it's pass. Lamar, short and incomplete. Could not find Zay Flowers. And that brings out the kicker, Justin Tucker. Should be an easy one from 23 yards. And Tuck nails it. 1:30 to go here, third quarter. And the Ravens at home have taken a 15-point lead, 24-9. Strikingly similar to the score they beat this team by way back in about week 2 or 3 when it was 28-6. Still more than a quarter to go, though, for Cleveland to rewrite the script. Coach Morin working on that now. Back to pass on 1st down, and that's going to be a penalty to wipe away the play call. Browns were offsides. So 1st and 15, Cleveland from their 20.
Here's an example of an injury avoided because of lack of subs. It was going to be a tight end injury, but with Bryant already hurt, that probably saved Njoku.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
You can see that no subs, no injury.
Especially, Njoku is so important to this team, I think. And on 1st and 15, back to pass again is Deshaun Watson. Looks short, and he is going to Elijah Moore and hits his man. Not quite enough for a 1st down. Pick up a 13. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Cleveland from their 33. The 2 quarterbacks for Cleveland completing a combined 47% of their passes on the game so far. Watson himself is 2 for 5. He's back to pass again, looks short and no good. Was going right back to Elijah Moore. Had the added boost of the defense looking run on the play, but couldn't find it on his wrong column. And the Browns now stare at a 3rd and 2. Cleveland looking to extend their first place lead, but they got a big hole to make up here. That begins on this 3rd and 2. They're in a blocking back set. It's Jerome Ford. Defense looks run, but it's a button hook. Ford out of the backfield. Can't get it. Incomplete. And an injury on the play to the Baltimore safety, Marcus Williams, as the Browns look at a 4th and 2 at their own 33. I think you got to punt it. Marcus Williams, by the way, will be out for the next 2 weeks for Baltimore. That's a 5-rated safety. And indeed, on 4th and 2, Coach Dan Morin's going to punt it away. A nice punt all the way back to the 15, and fair caught there by Tylan Wallace. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Here in Baltimore, where the home team treating its fans to a nice 24-9 lead. And they begin at their own 15-yard line. Flat pass and incomplete. 2 men in the zone there. So it could have been worse even. 2nd and 10. Lamar 19 of 30 for 194. A couple TDs and that pick. Here's an off-tackle run. Keaton Mitchell, and he's got 5. Halfway there. 3rd down and 5. Now from the 20. Baltimore brings in their third down back, Justice Hill. 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking short and going to Justice Hill. He's got the catch and the first down. Gain of 13. Justice Hill, his third catch of the game. Ravens move the sticks. 1st and 10 at their 33. Looking to run clock on this drive. Back to pass, looking deep. Zay Flowers, he is doubled by the linebacker, and a sack is made. Cleveland gets through. Myles Garrett breaks through on the play. A loss of 11 at 2nd and 21. That also had the potential fumble by the quarterback, 1 through 5, and fortunate for Baltimore that a 6th was rolled. That could have really been a big play to get Cleveland back in the game if that fumble had gotten through. But Baltimore beats the odds nevertheless. 2nd down and 21 for the Ravens at their own 22.
That's a sort of fumble card that can, you just smell it. It can cost you a playoff game, you know.
It's the sort of fumble card that has me throwing flat pass a lot this year.
Well, it'll also, that fumble will show up a little bit less on the receiver fumble as well.
Now I'm going to ask you to say that again here. End run, Lamar Jackson, and he's going to get just a couple. And it's 3rd down and 19, Baltimore at their 24.
With a high fumble rating, when you throw flat, the only time you're going to get a receiver fumble is when it goes to the receiver card. And, of course, receiver card happens a lot more on flat passes, right or wrong. And that's probably, a 1 through 3 fumble on a flat pass.
So a greater chance for receiver fumbles in the flats.
Yeah.
And that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make total sense. There should be more congestion. That's great new information for at least this particular USFFL coach.
Well, that's unfortunate. I like how much you throw
that
flat
into my thinking as I move forward.
See, I like how you throw flat so much because 2 of the last 3 years the Chiefs have had a problematic fumble rating, including this year.
Yes, indeed. We had a quick slant there for 10 yards. 4th and 9, however, and Baltimore will punt from their 34. Myles Garrett's sack got him behind the sticks, and Cleveland just played keep away with the first down marker for the rest of the series to force this punt. Cleveland actually has pretty terrible punt returners. Baltimore does have a long gain on their punt return card, however. And Jordan Stout with the 46-yard punt. James Brochet settles underneath it at the 20. And a nice return of 16 yards and a face mask bringing him down. So great return, mistake by the Ravens. And just like that, Browns start this drive in Raven territory at the 49-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to go, they trail by 15. Coach Dan Marin still in this game. First down run play, off tackle Pierre Strong, and he's going to lose a yard. Credit goes to Coach Shoemaker calling run defensively. Saved a 7-yard gain and puts the Browns behind the sticks. Now right at the midfield stripe, right back to it. Off tackle again, Pierre Strong. This one on the defensive card, and it's only good for 3 yards. Jedrick Wills could not make the block. It's 3rd and 8. Back to pass, looks short, and Njoku, and that's going to be no good, incomplete. Defender was the roll, and I believe Baltimore got that from Kyle Hamilton, the 6th-rated safety, forced a punt. That is a huge play. On a 6 on the white die, Kyle Hamilton says, none of that. Sorry you started at midfield, you're punting it. Good punt, however. And the Ravens take over now at their own 7. So the Ravens looking to run out clock here. Run up the middle, and Gus Edwards has 5. Clock really becoming a factor for Cleveland. 9:18 to go and counting. They're down 15. Second down. Edwards is out. Keaton Mitchell back in at tailback. And an off-tackle run to Mitchell. And Keaton Mitchell's got a good run. Keaton Mitchell, let's make sure we don't get the low usage. We do not. And Keaton Mitchell on snake eyes on his card is good for a 40-yard carry. Out of the shadow of their goal line all the way across midfield. 1st and 10 Baltimore at the Cleveland 48. Huge run there from the Ravens. First down pass, short, and that's going to be caught. Isaiah Likely's got a first down as Lamar hits him for 12. Likely now 6 catches, 67 yards, and one of Lamar's 2 touchdown catches. Keaton Mitchell, the tailback here on 1st and 10. And even a field goal here guarantees this is a 3-score game, as it would move from 15 to 18 points of a Baltimore lead. So Cleveland under a lot of pressure to make this stop right here, right now. Where it sits right now, the great Justin Tucker is just a 2 through 4 and 12. Here's a run up the middle. Keaton Mitchell. Defense looking pass. And Mitchell goes to the defensive car, and he's going to get 4 yards. And it's 2nd down and 6 at the Cleveland 32. So now at the 32, without a variable, you'd be right in the 2 through 10 range for Justin Tucker. And if I'm Cleveland, that's my cue to take a chance on something defensively here. Halfway through the 4th quarter, 7:30 to go. Ravens up by 15 and driving. There's an off-tackle run. Keaton Mitchell on the defensive card. He's got himself a first down carry. Mitchell goes for 8. Right behind tackle Morgan Moses. And it's 1st and 10 at the 24 of Cleveland. This drive began 5 plays ago back at the 7-yard line. Defense crashes, short yardage. It's a flat pass right back to Likely, and he's got himself first down yardage. Gain of 10, brought down at the 14. Clock continues to wind. 6:36 and counting. Off-tackle run, Justice Hill, and that play is going to be blown dead. There's a holding call. Back him up. I say blown dead. It was actually going to be, looks like a 6-yard gain, beating a left tackle, but a holding penalty backs him up. So 1st and 20, Ravens at their 24. And here comes Lamar around the edge, and he's tackled right away. Taki brings him down, and it's 2nd and 20. As the clock now runs under 6 minutes. 2nd and 20. Here's an off-tackle run, and Gus Edwards is brought down. But Cleveland was offsides defensively. Baltimore will take that. 2nd down again. Now 2nd and 15 at the Cleveland 19. Gus Edwards off tackle, and he's brought down quickly for 3 yards. 3rd and 12. From the 16, 2 tight ends set here from the Ravens. They're going to run it, though. Off tackle, Justice Hill, and he's going to get half of it. Gain of 6. So 4th and 6 of the 10. On comes Justin Tucker to all but put this out of reach. From 27 yards, it's through. And the Ravens assume a 27-9 lead. 18-point margin at the 4:12 mark of the fourth quarter. And with that, you would need 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And one of those a 2-point conversion. So pretty much a formality here. Coaches are going to play it out, back to pass. And we've got a pick off. The Ravens have got it again. Just that quickly as Deshaun Watson is picked off by Kyle Hamilton. The aforementioned 6th-rated strong safety. Boy, Watson in the game since coming in at halftime. 2 of 9, 56 yards, and now that interception. The fans are on their feet chanting now. Ravens going to run away with this one. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 39. Here's a flat pass. Rashad Bateman, right side. Defense was looking to run. Lamar goes to his card. I should say Lamar, but it's Tyler Huntley, and Huntley's got the completion. That's good for 18 yards and a 1st down at the Cleveland 22. So the backups are in for Baltimore. Clock runs down to 3:36 remaining. And an off tackle, Justice Hill is going to get a couple. Clock keeps ticking down to 3 minutes now. Cleveland choosing not to stop it, so it appears they've all but conceded. Hill up the middle again. And that'll get us to 3rd and 8. So we might get another field goal here. Pitch out, Justice Hill goes for 3, and it's 4th and 5 as we reach the 2-minute warning. And from the 17-yard line, indeed, here comes Justin Tucker. And he has got it. His 3rd field goal of the half as Baltimore now in front 30-9. A 21-point margin over a team they earlier this year beat by 22. So a little consistency, symmetry in those 2 games as the Ravens are working on a season sweep of the Browns. Watson incomplete pass, 2nd and 10, and big injury there. Baltimore didn't get Justin Matabuke out of the game, and he is hurt and will miss next week. Who did we say they were playing next week? I believe that was the Bengals. Indeed, the Ravens will be hosting the Bengals next week. And John says, really, that'll teach me to leave starters in. And John, I empathize with you because of course it's your own fault. I know it is. I'm just saying I've made that same call where I'm like, he's not going to get hurt. Let's just wrap this up. So I get it, John, and I feel bad for you. But that's a big injury, obviously, going into their game with the Bengals. Matabuke is a 5-rated defensive end, and their only star-rated blitzer, 12-star 1. Big player who's going to be missing a big game. Browns facing a 3rd and 1 with a minute and a half to go. Back to pass, short, and that's going to be caught. 15 yards to Mari Cooper. So Cleveland still working their way. Again, they trail by 21, so it is basically all over here. There's an 11-yard flat pass completion to David Njoku. And another injury. Arthur Millette, that's a backup cornerback for Baltimore. He's 4-rated, but they have multiple 4-rated backups there, so not a big injury. But boy, it has been a brutal game. Dudes are falling. Get your men out. Here's a button hook to Jerome Ford. Ravens kept a man home. And Ford's good for just 6 yards. But he does lose the ball. It's on the ground. And the Ravens have recovered. And just 60 seconds left in the game. That should just about do it here. If you ever want to read some funny stuff, become a Stratomatic broadcaster and catch the comments of the losing coach in the final few plays. It's always a good time, including some of my own in the past. Browns coach Dan Marin said, "Where's my bourbon?" Love you, Dano. Rough game tonight, though. Run up the middle, Justice Hill. And that should be the final play of the game. And it is your final from Baltimore. The Ravens pull off the season sweep of the Cleveland Browns with a 30-9 convincing victory at home to tighten the AFC North race. And we'll just hang on to make sure either coach isn't going to pop in. And it's, as always, I don't care. I always say, hey, it's late. I totally understand. But the reality is I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you don't feel like coming on, yeah, man, just say so. We don't need you on if it's not convenient. All right, just congratulated both coaches on a good game. We'll take a look here. Final score was 30-9. Ravens ended up with over 400 yards of offense. 406 to 244. They outgained Cleveland in this one. 26 first downs to 14. Boy, as the game moved on, they just continued to pile it on. Browns finished at just 44% completions in this one. Flacco did much better than Deshaun Watson, though. Lamar, 23 of 34, 239. 2 tutties and a pick, 95 rating. No running backs, in fact, no player rushed for more than 57 yards in this game. David Njoku, the only player that went over 100. We'll take a quick look at the AFC North standings now. As you can see here, Cleveland's going to fall to 5-4. That'll put the Bengals only a half game behind them. Ravens will go to 5-5. That'll put them only a half game behind them. So Cleveland, despite the loss, still in first place, but that could change later this week, potentially. Yes, as a matter of fact, if the Bengals were to beat the Texans and both teams were at 5-4 because the Bengals already beat the Browns, they would be in first place. So the Browns in a precarious position now, as their now 1-3 division record highlights. But there's a lot of football left for this division and, frankly, for the rest of the league as we continue to wind along in our march to see who gets to hoist the Harlan McLean Trophy in its second year of its inception. Enjoyed calling the game for you tonight. More games going to be coming up tomorrow. I'll get a broadcast in, I think, again at some point this week as we continue to try to bring you coverage of the greatest Stratomatic league you can find. Have a good night, fellas.